Hello and welcome. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. You are listening to And Another Thing. We are Joella and Helene, and this is episode 32, where the numbers are around the wrong way in order of sequence.
What?
3-2.
3-2. Oh.
I thought I saw the 32 written down, and I was like, I'm just going to say something and then see what happens.
And I just go, what?
Yeah. And that's kind of what I thought was going to happen.
What are you talking about? Yes, I see what you're saying.
Yes. Well, there you go. There's my attempt of an introduction of some sort.
And I'm back.
You're back from...
I just yelled that, sorry.
You did,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We can fix that. You look very golden and tanned. Do you feel golden and tanned?
Yes, I feel, well, after a few days' work, it starts to creep back into your
And
body.
you're like,
but my
did
body...
I even go away?
Yeah. My body felt like it needed that rest.
Nice.
So it was very nice.
And you said that you have no aches and pains while
when
you
I
were
came
sitting
back,
on the beach.
No.
Yeah.
My hip, I could get up off my sun lounger and not hobble.
Yeah. No headaches either.
No headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So weird.
Isn't it amazing how our bodies just like over time probably tell us, hey, you should probably take a break from this work
but
thing.
you don't listen.
No, and
I don't listen.
I don't listen either. We're both as bad as one another
Yeah.
on that front.
But since I've been back, I don't know, it reminded me of a song. Oh, since you've been gone.
I was like, that's the song that came into my brain of Kelly Clarkson's shit since you've been gone.
My shoulder hurts since I've been back, but I also could have been because I took down the gazebo, which while we were away collapsed because we hadn't taken it down and we had a bit of snow and ice.
Well, to be fair, the snow and ice that happened was the day that you left.
Right.
And the whole entire other days, there was no snow and ice anywhere. It was just like 2 days worth of a good snowfall and then some ice afterwards. And then I was gearing up for, right, we're in it. This
We're
is
in
the
it.
snow. And then all of a sudden it disappeared and nope, it's a balmy 12 degrees today. What is that?
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. The snow fell.
Well, it was heavy and it was a canvas like gazebo and it just... like the middle of it that was high up in the sky was like down by the patio.
Boy.
So TJ fixed what he could fix while we were away, but then I took it down. But while I was taking it down, because obviously it's on a square, so as you start dismantling it, it can't hold itself up anymore. So one of the poles whacked into the side of my ear, but I have a feeling it must have hit my shoulder too because
Because you have a funny,
so bruised.
I said to you, was it yesterday that I said to you or the day before? I was like, what have you done with your shoulder? Because you kept on touching it and you're like, I've done nothing to my shoulder.
Yeah.
Why? And I'm like, well, you keep on touching it like you've done something
And
to your
today
shoulder.
it felt quite sore, so I think my ear is... You know, you would never think that your ear could be bruised, but it is. It's so bruised. That's when I called upon TJ and said, could you come and help me finish this because I feel like I'm going to knock myself out here. So, I was away.
Nice. So I was editing last week's episode and I realised that if you don't know how we record, which let's face it, nobody really knows how we record, just us, that it would have sounded a little bit strange because in episode 30, in episode 29, we said that you were going away. Episode 30, we had our off-menu chat and it was shorter because you were away.
Yeah.
And then we had episode 31, which is last week's episode, and we just carried on like normal and never addressed the fact that you were back.
Yeah, because we recorded them all
Before you left.
Yeah.
And so it just so happened that episode 31 we did 29 and 30 together on the same day. We recorded 2 episodes and then we recorded 31 the next week.
Yes, and then I was going.
Not registering because both of us didn't have a Scooby about when you were actually away and we both got confused. And I remember finishing the episode, like the double episode that we'd recorded, and then I turned to you and I was like, so you're away next week? And you're like, no, I'm still here. And I'm like, what the hell have we just done then? Why did we do 2 now?
It was good though, wasn't it? Because the day we only had 1 to do, we had a...
I was sick.
Yeah.
And as I'm editing it, I'm like, oh, I sound sick.
Yeah.
So.
And you had been sick for the whole time I was away as well.
And I was sick the whole time you were away.
You do sound better now.
Yeah.
You're feeling better.
Yeah, I know that like it's hanging around.
Yeah.
Like even today, I worked from home today, and then there was a point where I was like, I'm really cold. And then I walked outside and I was like, why am I cold? Because it's a nice day outside.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get warm. Like I threw a bunch of blankets around me and I was just like, I am cold right now.
So whatever's going around just lingers and lingers.
Yeah.
And you can't shift it.
Maybe I need to go to Puerto Rico, sit on a beach. It seems to be the healer of all things.
The Dominican was the healer.
Sun lounger.
Yeah. Oh, it was really nice and really laid back, and we didn't do much. We read some books.
You had an adventure day though.
We had an adventure day. We went on a buggy. I think I already posted that. You might have seen it on Instagram. We went on a buggy adventure, like a bigger go-kart kind of thing. Oh, it was so much fun. It was like a big giant go-kart, I guess, but they called them buggies. I don't know what I would call
It's a
them.
motorbike. It's a quad, right?
Well, it has a roof.
Yeah, but it's like it's something that you turn on.
Yeah.
And does it have gears?
What would you think was a go-kart then? Like something you have to pedal?
Well, a go-kart is like low to the ground.
Well, it was quite
And
low
it's-
because I got absolutely so filthy.
Well, to be fair, I only saw a few pictures that
Yeah.
you put on Instagram, and I would have called that like a four-wheeler
Right.
that had a covering on it.
Okay. I
Kind
think
of style,
a
not
four-wheeler
quite.
is slightly higher up.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
whatever it was a lot of fun, and it had rained. It rained pretty much every night. We only had one day where it rained a bit in the day. And because they told you to wear like a bandana for the dust, but there wasn't much dust because it was really wet.
So
And
there's a lot of dirt.
yeah, a lot of dirt. And it was like a clay.
Was that fun though?
It was fun.
Oh,
it was a lot of
so
fun.
much
And then
fun.
we stopped kind of halfway through, and then you had a cave swim, and then we had to drive back again. So it was very dirty. Like we were just covered.
Oh,
And I had a bag with me, and I can't get the clay out the bag. Like I've got a new bag now. It's just with a different design. You can't get it out. And the socks, I said, don't even bring those home. Let's just throw those away. We left them there, put them in the garbage. To wash our shoes. Oh, but it was honestly worth it. And it was in the middle of the week, so it kind of broke the week up a bit. So, because Tuesday I wasn't feeling that great, but it was my own fault.
What happened, Helen? Why were you
Well,
not
because-
well on Tuesday?
We get there later on Sunday, so we didn't really explore, and we had something to eat, and we went to the bar. And then on Monday, so this is what I would call the first real day of our trip. So I sent
Yeah.
you a picture. Look at my Monday sitting on a beach.
Yeah. So on Monday morning, Helen's voyaged off, and she's like, "How's your Monday going?" She's sitting on a beach, and I'm like, "A hell of a lot worse than yours is." Well, I'm at work.
First of all, you can't get decaf coffee. That's fair. I can do regular coffee. I just don't normally. And there's no milk alternative. You know, like they don't cater to all this namby-pamby stuff that people from other parts of the world bring with them. You get a coffee and it's real milk.
Right.
And it's not decaf. So for starters, I've had this breakfast that was amazing with lots of sweet, like so much food, sweet treats and things that I don't normally consume in the mornings.
Yeah. Pastries.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And then the coffee. And then
With milk. Full milk.
Full
which
milk.
you usually have oat or
it
soy.
was delicious.
It sure is.
It was so good.
Yep.
And then I had a drink because I'm like, I'd had a mojito without alcohol because the only non-alcoholic drinks I had were these full-on sugary.
Right.
So I tried a mojito and it was delicious. And I'm like, I'm going to try this with alcohol. So I did. So I had a couple of those, and then I had...
And equally as delicious.
It was.
Yeah.
A very nice drink. I've never had one before.
Oh, that's
I
so
think the
good.
mint put me off,
Okay.
but I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So I had 2 of those, and then I had a Baileys later on with... and it's a very large Baileys that they give you.
Is it just like a straight Baileys, or is it over ice? Or is it
No,
with
I
coffee?
asked for it with no ice because it waters it down for me, but
Yeah.
they did put ice in this one.
Okay.
And anyway, I drank it. And I wasn't, after the first mojito, I was like, whew, I can feel that a bit because if you don't drink, you
Yeah.
feel it quite quick. And I wasn't hungover on the Tuesday. It was just my body was saying, what the hell is happening right now?
What have you done to me?
Yeah.
What have you put in me?
Yeah.
I am not surviving.
I was very rumbly and all the rest of it. And I was like, oh, God. But I was fine after that. Like, I was just, if I'm going to have a drink, I'm just going to have one. You know, like, but by the end of it, your body is pretty much used to all of the rich foods and just eating so much.
That's the difference too, is that usually when you're eating slightly cleaner, it's clean foods.
Yeah.
And then the minute you start putting heavy dairy products in there or any other pastries or like just that heavier kind of solidness into your system's like, it goes on overload of, what have you done to me?
It really was talking to me on Tuesday saying, hello, this is not what normally happens. What is going on? But those pastries in the morning, they were little mini ones. Obviously, I didn't just have one mini one.
Of course not.
I'd sampled them all and I put them in yogurt, so it made it feel like I was I was being good. Yeah, it was great. Just the all-inclusive. You can just eat when you want and drink when you want. And...
Is there always food out?
Well, pretty much.
It within a time frame?
Well, there is a time frame for breakfast. And then they'll have a very short time where they change over, and then it's open for lunch. But you can pretty much get buffet all day, just minus those few times when they do the changeover between breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Right.
So, yes, you can always get food.
I mean, if you are not a holidayer and you don't know what to do with yourself, I can imagine that it would just be a week of eating. Yeah.
It must be like being on a cruise because there's food available all the time on a cruise. Well, I don't normally have a breakfast, so I felt like I was eating more because we would go for breakfast at a normal breakfast time because Scott would want to have breakfast, and then it'll be lunchtime, and I'd be like, oh, I'm not very hungry, but I'll come with you.
And then you see all the food.
Of course. Yeah. And then Scott would say, I thought you said you weren't very hungry. Well, I'm just I'm just trying.
It's not the point, Scott.
Oh, God. And then obviously dinner and then drinks. It was just a lot of sugar and a lot of...
Yeah.
But a good time, a very good week, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would do it again. We worked out if you take the flights out of it and the excursion that we did, because we had to pay extra for that buggy ride, it works out to be about $20 a day each person. If you take like the room rent out of it and the flights, so just to be there, because you know it's all inclusive and you're like, is it really worth it if you don't drink? We had £20 a day.
$20 a day.
Oh, why keep saying bad? Didn't even go to England. $20 a day each for food and drink.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So if you break it down like that, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I definitely ate $20 worth of food at breakfast.
I think one meal alone, or half of one meal alone, would be your $20 worth of a value.
So once you take everything else out of it, because it's not cheap. It's not cheap for us.
Right.
You know, like we splurged a bit on this, but we worked out we haven't been away on a vacation together for 24 years without other people with us, either kids or, like workmates or whatever.
Yeah.
24 years.
Wow.
Which made us feel very old. And
I bet it did.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it was much needed.
Much needed.
And your body definitely rested.
It did.
And your mind rested.
Yes, that was the important thing.
Yeah. And ultimately, what else do you need out of a holiday?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, to read a good book.
Well, yeah. That
Do you want me to tell my book story?
Yeah, go for it.
I took a book. What's the book called? The
Woman in Cabin
10. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Because that's what you told me.
Yeah, it was the Netflix. It's on Netflix now too.
Okay.
So I start reading it, and you know it's a jolly good book. And then all of a sudden I get to a bit, and I'm like, what's going on? Have I missed a bit? Like, did I fall asleep, or have I got to go back?
Which is not uncommon.
No. Have I got to go back and reread it? So I carried on persevering and thinking, well, maybe this is part of it. They're going to fill me in later on. You know, like I just thought it was the flow of the book. It was just odd, though. And then it said, turn the page and it said part 5. And I'm like, what? I haven't even read part 3 and 4. There's something going on here. So I look back and then I look to the end to see if 3 and 4 are there, you know, like it's mixed up, whatever.
Yeah.
No, pages from 87 to 135 are just clear missing from this book. Not ripped out, just not bloody there. For fuck's sake. This is the time when I like to read a book. Like I'm not, we've discussed before.
Yeah.
This is perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit. There's no books in the gift store. I'd already been to look.
Mm-hmm.
Scott had a book, and I was like, I didn't know, fancied it. But they had some books where you got your towel. So you got your towels by the pool and had all these books. And I'm like, oh, this must be
like a book share or a book exchange kind of thing.
I go in there and I say I need a book, and she says, oh, come round. And I find the same book, just a different cover. I checked inside, the pages are there. I'm like, what
that is the
goddamn win that is.
Story ever.
I left the other book there, so some poor other
some
sod
poor
is
sod's going to be sitting in the Dominican reading this book thinking, wait, what? What happened? Part 5? What happened to 3 and 4?
So I've since read it. So.
Do you know what is funny is that I wonder, because did you emailed the publisher?
So I've emailed them before I found the other book.
Did you tell them that you were on holiday in the Dominican? Yeah. I wonder if some poor sod's also going to email them and say, I've got this book.
I'm not normally that sort of person that would email, but Scott said, surely they've...
That's a printing error.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that happens every day. But then you were finding on a forum, didn't you?
Yeah, that somebody else has had this same problem with the same page number. Yeah, so that's out
definitely...
there. So I sent them the first page of the book where it's got all the printing details. They have honestly been outstandingly good, but they said that they could replace the book, and since then I found the book and I said, it's just a waste of time and money.
Yeah.
Is it possible I can get the next book? And they said no, and they don't have gift cards. So, they've been more than helpful with this whole book thing.
And for somebody that doesn't really care to keep books.
No, it's not like I want a brand new book on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say, thanks very much.
But no thanks.
But no thanks. But God, bloody hell. The amount of books I read, and I have to buy a book from Barnes & Noble when we're over there that's missing half its freaking pages.
And that's the thing too. We can't even take it back to where we got it from.
No, the receipt's gone.
No, receipt's gone. You're not even in the same country.
I think I threw the receipt out before, or I didn't keep it because I'll just pretend that I took that book. Because I only bought 2 books when we were there.
Yeah.
I bought these books with me to read. Anyway.
Oh, too good.
So much about my week.
So much about your week. How about we take a very quick break and then we'll come back and we'll keep
tell me about your week.
We'll keep the updates going.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Okay, and we're back.
Just discussing our shoulders. Or shoulders.
Our shoulders, because both our shoulders are short. Oh dear.
How was your week when I was
lording
it up on the beach?
You were lording it up on the beach. Well, we had what I would consider one of the most stressful days of the year happen while you were away.
Oh, we've discussed this before and I wasn't there for it.
And you weren't there for it. And I was thinking about you the whole entire time, and then I had to message you as soon as it was done. I'm like, the day's done. So Remembrance Day is the 11th day of the 11th month. And at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, you have a minute's silence. And it's just so stressful working in the cafe to try and hold this information. Because, first of all, you usually are in charge of, stopping the music and then the everything. Yeah,
it's a horrible responsibility.
And I usually help you and I go around the tables and tell people. But this time it was all on me. And I was like, okay, I've got this. And then I was like, what do we usually do? And I remember in the past, we've kind of connected to the radio.
Yeah.
And then Flanders Field, which is a poem, gets read. And then it's called The Post. And it's a trumpet sound that happens. Yeah. Yeah. It's 1 minute and 42 seconds long, I think. So then that sounds, and then you have your minute silence, and then you go back. And I was like, okay. So I'm driving into work, and very illegally, I'm checking my phone, thinking to myself, what do I have to do again? And I can't hook out, because we've got a different sound system.
Yes.
So I can't hook it up to a radio. So I was like, okay, what are the rules? What do I need to do? And so I found, okay, it's The Post. And I was like, great, I can find that on Spotify. We're good to go. I'll just play The Post, and then I'll have a minute of silence, and then I'll put the music back on. And then as I was reading it, it was 2 minutes of silence. And I was like, 2 minutes of bloody silence? That's a long time of silence. And then I was like, I don't think we usually do 2 minutes of silence. I think we're only going to do 1 minute of silence.
We only do a minute.
We only do a minute. But the traditional sense throughout Canada, if you go to I want to call it a dawn service, but that's because that's what we do in New Zealand.
Right.
But if you go to a memorial or something, it's usually a 2 minute one. So anyway, what's stressful about it is that you got to keep your eye on the prize of the clock, because you can't start something at 10:30, because what if you happen to just get stuck into it and then 11 o'clock's flowing by?
This is why.
And then you're
so
like, wait,
awful.
shoot, I've stopped it.
Yeah.
So like I'm watching the clock, and then at about 1:45, I was in the middle of something, and I was like, oh shit, I've got to finish this up. And so then by 10:02, I was like, I'm just going to get it out of the way. I'm going to go tell everybody. And we had a full house by this point. I'm like, I'm just going to go tell everybody that this is what we're doing. So everybody was really great. Half the people, I think, were regulars and knew what was happening. And the other half were like, oh, that's so cool that you do that. And a few of them are like, what? It's a Remembrance Day today? Oh, yes. Okay, lovely. Thank you for telling me. So then I have to tell the staff as well, and then we get everything ready, and then there's still people coming in. And I'm like, oh, shoot. So then I tell the person at the till, you've got to make sure that... So, like, there's just a lot.
Oh, there is a lot.
And then
you've
like,
got to take your hats off.
Then you got to take your hats... Actually, did we even take our hats off? We didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. We did not do that
Well,
part.
that's a new thing, because we didn't wear hats this time last year.
11 o'clock, and I'm standing at the sound system area watching 10:59 and I'm like 11 o'clock, and then I push play on the post, and it was actually really great. It took probably about 10 seconds because I put it up really loud, and then 10 seconds for everybody just to stand still, and then we have that, and then once it finishes I put a minute timer on so that we got a minute of silence. And I'm standing there, and I've got my back to everybody because I'm looking at the timer, because I want to put that song back on again so that we're good to go and everyone's good. But what I forget every single year is I don't have a close, tangible person that I think about that was affected by the war in terms of this person in my family served or that person in my family served. I'm sure someone in my family served something at some point, but I don't have it quite loosely connected or in my brain. But I was standing there and I felt really emotional.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to cry. I didn't.
Yeah.
But I felt the tears coming to my eyes, and I realized there's such a powerful moment of a group of people. And I would say that we probably had about 60 people in our four walls at that time. And it was just collectively we stood in silence, and nobody moved, nobody said anything. Even one of our staff members is like, I've never heard this place so quiet before when we've had people.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
It's quite amazing. It's just that collective as a human race, all of us standing still for a moment.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, like, I turned the music on and we were all back, and I was like, oh, thank goodness that day's over.
Yeah.
But it's just, I forgot the power of what that moment does. Yeah. And whether you think about the world wars or you don't, or if it impacts you in any way, there's just a power of humanity coming together for the same thing.
Yeah, and that silence just really hones in.
Yeah, and a minute is just like, it really starts to sink in there for a minute.
Well, I remember...
for a minute.
I remember when we used to hook up the thing to the radio and then play the post, and then you'd be standing there and you'd be like, is it done? But I now know then that was because it was 2 minutes.
Oh.
And it's like, Jesus, this is going on forever.
It's
Can we
very
move?
long.
What are we going to do? Like,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear somebody say something. You're like, okay, let's get back to normal. But
yeah. So I reckon definitely the time was helpful, because I played the post. The minute it stopped, I put my timer on. A minute was gone, I put the song back on and loud it, like at our louder point of entry rather than usual. So that, and then all of a sudden everyone, I just turned around and I said thank you, and then popped the music back on and we're good to go.
Okay, that's what we're doing next year then.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
Sure. But it's just so stressful.
It is stressful. I thought you were going to say that you got all emotional because you're like, oh, the relief, thank goodness
no.
No.
That part you just kind of like, oh, whatever.
But all morning you think about it. You just cannot. You're like, oh, can't forget.
No, because I would have genuinely felt so awful had 11 o'clock gone by and
you hadn't,
and I hadn't done anything, and I would have just carried on. Like I would have just pretended that we just don't usually practice it, and then be like, oh, 11:02, we're going to take a minute of silence.
Scott was the one that reminded. I did forget the day because I didn't have to think about it for work, and then Scott said to me, well, you have to make sure we're not doing so, because we walked over to the other hotel, and I'm like, why? I was that, and he goes, and I was like, oh yeah. So then nothing happened there. Nobody stood, but we found a spot and then we just stood quietly and
for a moment.
For a minute,
and then,
yeah, and carried on with our day.
I also did some Googling a little bit while I was driving to try and figure out what I was supposed to do. And there's not a lot of countries that actually do this observation. So I think some of the Commonwealth countries do observe, I was going to say Memorial Day. That's not right. Remembrance Day. Because Americans call it Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And that's what they've turned it into. And then my mum said to me, apparently we did do this when I was growing up, but it was called something else. And I looked it up and I was like, that's just the 25th of April, which is what our Remembrance, but that's Anzac Day. And that's our day where it's the first half of the day is a public holiday. So nothing's open.
Right.
And then
Oh, I like that.
at about 1 o'clock,
Things
things
open
open back up again.
Oh.
So it's like you can go to a dawn service and that will be at any memorial place. There will usually be a service of some sort.
Yeah.
And then the Army Corps will come through and do their whatever they
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Oh. So the
but that's-
first part, which would be way better. You wouldn't have to stress about 11 o'clock.
Right.
thing.
Yeah. And then because we're talking a lot about Remembrance Day, I am aware of that.
I know. And by the time this comes out, it's almost Christmas.
Yeah. But it's a public holiday for all the government workers, right?
Here,
Yeah.
yeah. The rest
But
of us
everyone
are-
else, all the plebs, have to carry on working.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. I really do enjoy Anzac Day, and how it works is that the first half of it, public holiday.
Yeah, I
and
like
then
that.
things can open up
Yeah.
again after 1 o'clock. It's just, what a brilliant thing.
Yeah, what a brilliant thing the New Zealand people
Yeah.
do there.
So anyway, that's one day that happened
Yeah.
while you were away. Another thing that took place that I also noticed was that I was around a lot of chatty Cathys while you were away, which is totally fine. It means that everyone's having a great time and the staff are getting along, and that's what I love to see. The thing that it brings with it, though, is a lot of mouths moving and not a lot of hands moving.
Yes.
Which I'm all for mouths moving. You can talk totally fine. But if your hands are not doing anything and if your feet are not doing anything,
And Joe's been working
ticks me off.
a lot of hours. It ticks
I
you
was
off.
actually really fine.
Yeah.
The whole entire week.
Yeah.
With the chatty Cathys. It was just every now and then when I'd seen them standing and talking for 5 minutes, that's when I'd be like,
Hello.
can you make your hands move while you talk, please? Oh, yes, I was just about to do that. I'm like, okay. But it was Sunday after I'd worked 6 days
Yeah.
of the week
53 hours.
where I was like, I'm done
Yeah.
with the chatty Cathys.
Yeah.
We have 3 hours until close. Can you just move your asses?
Get your shit together. Let's get out of here.
And one of the staff was like, are you telling us because you're about to leave? And I'm like, nope, I can't leave. There's shit to do.
I feel
dear.
your pain.
Yeah. You experience my pain often, but that's your job.
That's my
I
job.
don't-
It's not
I
actually
don't-
yours.
I
Yeah.
don't usually do your job.
No, you don't. That's very true. So tell me, I want the new Hyacinth update. Oh, this woman is a bane of our lives.
Okay. I want to try and figure out how to introduce the story. It was on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Hyacinth is a regular on this
Yep.
on this podcast because
if you are new to this particular podcast and you have never listened to us, we make names up for people so that we don't share their real names. And we also try and pick characters from around the world that we associate with this person.
Yeah.
And this person is Hyacinth. And she's a regular. Now, I want to put an asterisk in here because there are some regulars that we've told about our podcast and they listen to us. If we all ever talk about our regulars, you're not it. The people who are listening, you aren't the regulars that we're talking about. Because if we want to moan and complain about a regular, we're not telling them that we have a podcast.
hello. Yeah, who's going to do that? Who does that?
Who does that? So just putting an asterisk in
Yeah.
that particular one. So if you listen to our podcast and you come into our cafe and you know who we are, this is not you.
Yeah.
But also, we do have a bunch of people that we talk about, and our staff will come and say, I just listened to the episode. Who do you mean? But we all know who Hyacinth is, and our
Yeah.
staff know who Hyacinth
God
is.
damn it.
She comes in on Sunday, and it was the time of the day where we just had a burst of people. The entire cafe is full. We're now getting to a point where we're starting a wait list, and we have a line up out to the door. And so there's things just humming, things are just moving. I'm clearing things. This was also a day where we were short-staffed because we had a few people sick. And then it was one of those moments where things happened very quickly and very fast. So I had to hop on to the kitchen for a little bit to help them, and then I had to hop on to the espresso machine.
This is one of those days where you wish that you could be in two places at once.
Yeah. And so I say this because I wasn't there. I got the end of the story because I was all the places. Yeah. And so there was a point where there was a lineup. Hyacinth was, by this point, third in line. The people in line had been sat at a high top table, which is kind of like a bar. And there's only 3 seats at that high top table. Originally, they were asking for 4 seats. Sorry, that's all we've got. And they were very obliging and said, we'll just take it. While they had just been seated, a table by the window had opened up, and I was just about to go and clear it. And as I'm clearing it, the people at the high top table notice one of our servers on the floor as well and say to her, can we be seated there instead of at the high top? Now, usually with wait lists, we kind of do that sometimes as well. If somebody's been put on a high top, if we've got this availability, we will move them because it's not the most comfortable space. And so this young server of ours saw the opportunity because she saw Hyacinth in line. By this point, Hyacinth was not at the till. She was second in line. But she said to me afterwards, she's like, Jo, I didn't want Hyacinth to have a seat by the window. I wanted to get them in there as soon as possible.
Well, also because the young person that you're talking about has had a great deal of problems with Hyacinth.
Run-ins with Hyacinth. Yeah. And Hyacinth has been a piece of nasty work to this worker. So anyway, we move them. I've cleared the tables. Yes, absolutely, you can sit there. I tell everybody that they've moved. And then we get to, I'm carrying plates out. I've taken them back. And then I see Hyacinth at the till by this point. And then I know that something's happening, but I don't know what. And so I'm like, person at the till seems to be handling the situation. Totally fine. If they need help, they'll come and get me. I have empty hands. I'm about to go out to carry on clearing more tables. And then old bloody Hyacinth and her husband come past, and all I hear is, oh, that's so unfair. And all I say to her is, hi! And then she just says, oh, it's just so rude, so unfair. And then she walks out the door, and I was like, something happened. What was that? So when there was a moment of quiet, I went to the server and I was like, tell me what happened. What was it? And he said to me that she had a go at him because the people at the high top table got moved to the window seat. And she thought that was very rude and very unfair to the rest of the people in line because the high top table was available. She could have sat there. Mm-hmm. So she had a go at him of how rude it was and how unfair. That was the words that she used too. How unfair it was that she didn't get a seat. And I just thought to myself as she left, I was like, why do you come back?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
She came back today.
Yeah.
But the thing is about that high top table, you had said that they had been very obliging, but they also didn't just move.
They did all the things right.
Yeah.
They took what was available. They asked.
Yeah.
They asked a server. Yeah. They said, hey, this is, and then the server also knew that there were too many people for the amount of seats that were there.
Yeah.
And said, yes, you can move because it's a bigger space.
Also, if that happens, you also check that the person at the till hasn't already seated that window and it hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Because Hyacinth wasn't even
the first person in line.
No.
She was still number 2.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, she came back today and I was like, oh, here you are, Hyacinth. I already know what happened on Sunday.
It just boggles me. Yeah. I just genuinely want to say to her, like, out of curiosity.
Why do you come
Why do you come back?
Yeah. Is it because we accommodate you with the bigger drink that you don't really pay for the extra milk? Or is it because blah?
Like, is it close to your house and there's not another cafe that's close by? Like, I don't understand.
It's because it's a great cafe and we're great people. She can't keep away, but she just needs to stamp her foot.
Yeah.
So she sat today at a non-window seat because there wasn't one.
Okay.
We weren't overly busy today anyway, so... But then I cleared one by the window and she was shoom.
And she's rude. She just moves.
She just moved.
She didn't ask.
You know, but she probably thought, oh, well, if they can do it on Sunday, I can do it today. But she was meeting someone today because normally she's in with her husband, so I knew she was... And then she was getting a prime spot by the window, which was, you know, nobody's going to say anything because it was not busy today.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes she walks in and she'll be like, have you got no window seats? And I'm like, well, have a look around. Do we? Just magically pull one out.
There's an air about her, isn't there? Of just like, there's a self-righteousness of, where am I going to sit today?
There's no window.
I have to sit in the lowly seats, not by the window.
So normally they'll leave. Like they'll shake their heads and leave if there's no window seat. Well, you're coming in the middle of lunch on a weekend.
Which is why I don't understand. Why do you keep coming back?
Yeah. She just needs to show off her fancy clothes that she wears from the 80s. She was very blue, all in blue today. Everything was matching.
Okay. Just imagine, this is how I would describe her. Imagine like a very tiny woman from the south with big blonde hair.
From the south.
Yeah. That's how I picture her in my mind, because she's got big hair.
Yeah.
But she's very tiny. But the tiny woman with the big hair from the south, they've got a personality about them. They are not tiny in personality.
And they would like to show everybody what their personality is.
Yep, and they've got a bit of a fire in them as well, an old bloody Hyacinth.
Well, this probably isn't the last installment of Hyacinth stories, but
she just keeps our podcast going, really.
She's featured about 3 times now, bloody Hyacinth.
Okay, so moving on from Hyacinth, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. This time of the year, you are also privy to doing this, but why is it acceptable for people to wear their slippers out in public? I don't understand.
I call my slippers my outdoor slippers. I don't know.
Do you have indoor slippers separate from your outdoor slippers?
Yeah. Like wouldn't be suitable for wearing out. Like they're a nice Marks and Spencer's cushy slipper that when I go out, they like, shit, she's forgotten to put her shoes on kind of slippers. Which my mum, by the way, has done that.
Forgotten to put her shoes on.
She goes out to Marks and Spencer's, she drives down there, parks in the multi-storey car park, which is connected to Marks and Spencer's. Then you get in the lift, and the lift doors open, and you're in Marks and Spencer's.
Okay.
And she steps out, and she just happens to look down at that point and be like, shit, still got my slippers on. My Marks and Spencer slippers in Marks and Spencer's. She went home. She had to go back to the car. I think I would have maybe bought another, because their shoe prices are quite reasonable. They used to be. I'd have just gone in there and bought a pair of shoes so that I didn't have to go home.
I mean, I would have just committed. You've got your slippers on. You may as well just carry on. But still, we went out to, I met you at a cafe on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And these group of, I mean, it was a demographic. It were 5 girls. I would say probably between the ages of maybe about 16 to 18.
Maybe even, like, Amy wears her slippers out.
I don't understand.
Spencer used to wear her slippers out. Oh, well, no, she used to wear them. And then that time she came into work, she was like, shit, I didn't bring my work shoes. But she came in her slippers. And then I said to you, well, I've got my slippers on.
Yes. You did have your slippers on, which is why I said you're part of this.
Yes, yeah.
But I was just like, I don't understand. Because I think the thing why I have a problem with this, especially this time of the year, because everyone, fair enough, has their slippers on. But I'm like, I can't go anywhere with bare feet.
And yeah, well, why would you?
I want to go places with bare feet because sometimes I just want to put my shoes on. Not in the winter, just in the summertime.
Yeah,
I've taken my shoes off after work because my feet are sore. I've been on my feet for like 8 to 10 hours of the day.
Oh, and you want to go into a supermarket?
And I want to go into the supermarket.
That's not acceptable here,
right? Exactly, exactly. New Zealand, have at it. Go into the supermarket with bare feet.
Do people wear their slippers in New Zealand?
I mean, New Zealand's not a great bar for any type of fashionable sense.
They wear their pajama bottoms and their slippers to the supermarket.
Yeah, if there was a low grade fashion country to like base how low a bar should be, I would probably put New Zealand on that bar.
I wouldn't go out in England with my pajama bottoms on, but I would here, like my checkered pajama bottoms. Like if I have to pop somewhere or drive, I wouldn't have done that in England.
Would you have worn your slippers out in England?
No, because I wouldn't have slippers. Like the slippers that I had on are almost like a little fake Ugg thing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have done.
See, it's just interesting. Maybe it's different countries will hold you to a different stage of being.
A different standard.
Anyway, okay, that's my beef with the place.
With slippers.
You with slippers. All right, do you have some stories about your time away?
I have a who. Oh, the one I wanted to bring up with you was when we were sitting in the bar in the evening, I was quite mesmerised by the servers or the bar people. They were very good at their job and organised for starters, but they were also just seemed like they were quite laid back and enjoying themselves. Like they'd walk with their tray loaded with drinks, just casually walking and putting the drinks down and then casually picking up drinks. And it was all very slow and like methodical. And it's almost like you could be just mesmerised by watching them go in and out. They all stood up really tall. Their postures were just great. But
the rush and hurry
was not there.
Was not there.
No.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it that island time is really a thing, you know, like...
Absolutely, 100%, it's really a thing.
And why does it, as soon as you get off the plane here or in England, it's not... It's...
Everything's rush.
I tried to do it on Monday. I'm like, I'm going to walk with my tray over to this table on island, but I couldn't because I knew I had something else to do. Like, I couldn't do it. So I was quick, back again. Like, oh, how do they... that's just how it is, and I've absolutely loved it.
There is definitely something about the island time style of being that has zero rush whatsoever to it. And there's a detriment to that, but then also I would say that the beauty outweighs the detriment.
Yes.
To that.
It was amazing. Nobody, also I guess maybe because people were on their vacation and holidays, you're not in that same rush either. Like, I've got to get here, I've got to get there. You've got to get nowhere.
Yeah, you're just sitting on your beach towel thinking, where is my Mai Tai?
Yeah.
Oh, it will come when it comes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, here it is.
It's not such a big deal, is it?
Yeah.
And the patience that these people have is outstanding. I was sitting in the buffet restaurant thinking, if this shit took place...
What's the example?
The same things that happen for us, sitting at a table that needs clearing. You can clearly see, because they have to come and clear the table because it's buffet, and they're very good at like manicuring the tables.
Yeah.
But there's prime spots, and they're not by the window, but they're at the edge by the beach, right?
Yeah.
So those are always the ones that have been taken first. But people will be coming in, and it's a bigger party, but we're going to move these 3 dirty tables together and then sort of wave like we need this cleaned. I'm like, that is just so rude. Scott and I would always pick one that was already laid. Like we would, that's just because of where we work,
You've been in the industry, yeah.
And then they expect it to be, they've just moved the tables and chairs, they haven't asked, and then they expect it to be clean. I'm like, these people are so patient and so smiley. And
do they take their time clearing it too?
They come over and clear it, and you can kind of sometimes tell, as if to say, you little fuckers, you're just moving things about here. But they do, they all come over and clear it. I mean, there's no general hurry, but those people don't have to wait too long. Right. But it's just that they're going away on vacation. They're expecting the same level of service that they would get from wherever they're from. And you know what? Hats off to these people. They are extraordinary people that probably are not, like getting hugely paid, and they have to deal with the shitty people that come from all over the world. Yeah. That still expect what they would get at home. Because
that's the thing that you've got to remember, is that when you're going away on holiday, you've got to match the place that you're going. You can't just expect it to be, well, I speak English, so you should be speaking English. It's like, no, you've gone to a different country that speaks a different language. Like, that's why you're there, to experience a different part of a culture. And if you're not there to experience a different part of the culture, what the stuff are you travelling for?
And you've still got to, the thank yous, and we would, like you leave tips. Tips are just, you give tips all the time. Right. And leave it on the table. But there'd be people that just get up and don't, and I'm like,
Actually, that would be one thing that I would have absolutely no idea what to do about.
It's just $1 or a couple of dollars.
Right.
So they've helped you. They haven't bought your food because it's a buffet, but they've helped you clear your table, or they've bought you water, you just tip the table, but you don't know who's actually getting, because the person that could clear it might be the different from the person that's giving you your water. So I don't know what they do with their tips, whether they pull them all together and
then what about when you go to a hotel? Like when you go into your room, do you have someone that helps you and then you tip them?
Yeah, so if they've taken your bags to the room when
Yeah.
you first arrive, we would tip them.
Okay.
We would leave money for the people that like made
Cleaned
our
your
bed.
room?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Scott made sure to have
Cash on hand
cash
for that
to
reason.
do that, and then every time when they bring you a drink,
Yeah.
you would give them a tip for bringing you your drink at the bar. Just a few dollars.
I would be that if I hadn't have known that. I would have done a little bit of research, but I probably would have been that person that just had absolutely no idea.
Because you think you've paid for your holiday, that it's
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but then also I just forget
Yeah,
when it's not on a machine
right.
that I'm seeing. Like, even though I've lived here for 6 years, tipping just isn't
It
something
still
that...
isn't in your...
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know what cultures around the world do tip. And
Yeah, so they will be relying on their...
Right, which makes
tips.
sense.
Yeah.
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 But...
So I just really noticed the zen of it didn't feel right. It never felt chaotic, even though it was loud. It was open, obviously. Even if it was loud, it just never ever felt how we feel when we're at work or how we feel
Yeah.
when we go places if it's busy.
When you just want to step outside.
Yeah.
And just breathe for a
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
So, and they work some of those are there all the time. And Scott asked one of the bar people, do you work every day? Oh yeah, I work every day. But I wonder if the environment that they're working in, because they don't seem to look stressed and, oh my God, I've got to get this, I've got to get that, whether that helps
Surely
them
it
being
must
able
do.
to work every day.
Yeah. Because it is the fast-paced environment that kind of gets to us in the end,
Yeah.
where it's just like everything is constantly,
Yes.
I've got to remember this, I've got to go back to my station because I was halfway through making this, and I've got to remember to check on the dishes and and then I've got to remember all my stations and checking on the people and
Yeah.
are you okay and what needs to be topped up, and like it's just a constant list of things that need to get done.
I think that we were also there, and I was like, oh, they could get some systems, like you work out the
Yeah.
systems that might be able to help them.
Yeah.
But also they have their jobs, like the people taking your orders for drink would go and get your drinks and bring them back. So they didn't have anything extra to do apart from bring your drink, clear a table, bring your drink, clear a table.
Right.
And the people in the buffet were there to take your plates, give you water, take your plate,
Yeah.
so they have their set things to do. So they're not, I guess, like us, of like, oh, I've got to do this, no, I've got to make this, or I've got to clear a table. So it is
Yeah.
slightly different. But I just think the culture of everything here and in England is just rush, 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 rush.
Yeah.
We need to stop. But I tried to do it on Monday and it's
Didn't
not
work.
possible here. Back into the quickness of it. So that was my observation of the trip.
That's a good observation to have.
Yeah. And I liked it.
Sounds delightful.
It was.
All right.
Right.
Well,
Have
we're
a sip of
going to
drink.
also slow our time down.
Hey, man.
Take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Ready for Who Does That?
Do you want to go first? Or?
Yes, I'll go first because
Okay.
then we can go on from yours.
Yeah.
My Who Does That is courtesy of one of the guys that I work with. And he said to me, Joe, I have this scenario that happened the other day. And I was thinking to myself, who the heck does that? So he said that he is...
That was funny. Who the heck does that? A lot of people.
He said that he made the salad for this woman, took it out to her, and then she looks at it and goes and says, oh, I wanted the dressing on the side. He's like, okay, I feel like I know exactly what's going to happen when I take this out again, but that's okay, no problem. So, on the outward, of course.
Problem.
He didn't say no, of course, madam. He just said, yep, no worries. So he took the salad, went back into the kitchen, remade it, put the dressing on the side, did not put dressing on the salad, which is usually how we make our salad. Comes out, watches the woman take the dressing from the side, pour it all over the salad, and mix it all about. And he's like, that's literally what I just did to the first salad.
Yeah. And probably better because we can toss the salad better
Yeah.
in the kitchen than you can in
your little tiny
small
bowl. I was like, yeah, who does that? Why would you do that as well? I
Yeah.
understand the dressing on the side part.
I get that.
Because some people want to know what their portion size for their dressing is, or they want to know what kind of dressing it is,
Yeah.
or they might like to put a little bit of dressing and then eat something, and then put a little dressing and eat something. But to just do that, I was like...
You just dump the whole thing on.
What's the point?
Yeah. And if you wanted less dressing, you probably got more in that ramekin on the side than what we put on.
Yep.
We put just the right amount on.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my who does that.
God, that is annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just a waste of a salad as
It
well.
is. Yeah. Just because you wanted the dressing on the side, did you tell the person at the front that you wanted the dressing on the side? Probably not.
No, because we can put it in. It's not like it's difficult now.
Yeah.
It's just on the side.
Yeah.
An easy button to press.
Yeah. It's like the old lady that, well, she was not an old lady, but the frustrating lady that came in yesterday and was like, is there sesame seeds in the whole wheat bread? I'm allergic to sesame seeds. I didn't realise that there might be sesame seeds in the whole wheat bread. I'm like, if you're allergic to something, wouldn't you ask questions before you just assume?
Especially if you're ordering whole wheat, a grainy bread.
She's like, well, I thought it was going to be like a whole wheat kind of bread, not a grainy bread. And I was like, sometimes those two things are interchangeable depending on how somebody explains it.
Do you know what? That's
your system,
actually,
lady.
Can I just say that if you get a whole wheat bread in England, it's whole wheat. It's just like a brown bread.
Yes.
White or brown.
Yeah.
But if you get a multi-grain bread,
Yep.
it's seedy. So
Right.
then you could ask the questions. Some people misunderstand me when I say white whole wheat or marble rye bread. And they go, oh, I'll have the multi-grain. I'm like, well, fuck you, lady. That wasn't an option. That's not what I said.
But it kind of is a mixture of a whole wheat multigrain
As
bread.
is, yeah.
But also, if you're allergic to anything,
You're going to ask questions.
you should take care of yourself and ask questions. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm highly allergic to it. I'm like, why didn't you ask the question in the first place?
Yeah, and why didn't you say something if you're highly allergic? Because we could have sesame seeds everywhere.
Yeah. And so then I said, hey, no problem. Let me just double check the rest, like the ingredients. So then I pull up our supplier and I look through all the ingredients and I was like, all the seeds, sesame seeds, yes. And I went over and I was like, yes, it does have sesame seeds. Oh, I said, these are your two other options of bread. We can remake your sandwich. What was it again? She told me and I was like, okay, do I have to pay for it? And I was like, no, of course not. I wouldn't make you pay for it.
No.
Absolutely. She's like, oh, well, do you want the sandwich back? And I was like, no, we're just going to throw it away. If you want to take that home for somebody that's at your house, she's like, oh, my daughter might like that. And I'm like, good for you, love.
Look after yourself, people,
Yeah.
though. For
If
goodness
you have an
sake.
allergy, make sure you tell the person that you're talking
Yeah.
to the till with.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's if it's a common kind of, if it's some weird,
There's lots of weird ones.
I don't know, soy sauce, and
Yeah.
you've gone to a non-Asian place that doesn't have any Asian,
Then you're probably fine.
then you're probably fine. But still,
You'd still might want to check, but
Yeah.
yes.
anyway,
God's sake.
okay, rant over.
My who does that is obviously still vacation holiday themed, but it's when you get on. I've already spoken once about when you get off the plane stops, people stand up. Where are you going? And
Do you know, after that particular episode, I had two friends message me saying, we are stand-up people.
well, your two friends can just sit down. Where are you going?
No, we're there, and I hear the excuse actually, because if you're going to New Zealand or if you're going from New Zealand anywhere, it's a long flight. You don't want to sit down. And I was like, actually,
okay.
you know what? Sometimes I actually agree with you. I will stand up because those legs are sore. You've spent 14 hours on an aeroplane just not moving.
But you, okay, I
Yeah.
guess.
So,
But you're
still-
bobbing up and getting all
but
your
I'm with
shit
you.
out.
I am with you.
But mine is getting on a plane. I am actually quite an organised traveller, which might surprise you because I'm not very organised normally.
no, that tracks.
Okay, so in my hand luggage bag, I have a smaller bag that's folded up that I will take out before I get on the plane. I'll put my book in there, my glasses in there, my gravel, whatever I need in the smaller bag. So then when I get on the plane, I can bosh the big bag up top, which I don't normally do because I can't reach. So this other bag is going to go under my seat normally. And I don't have to then keep getting up and down, opening the thing or bending down to get stuff out. I've got everything I need in my small bag, which goes in the pocket in the front. And I
Nice.
sit down and I'm done.
And you're good to go.
Other people get on the plane, they're like, oh, what do I need out of my bag now? So their bum's sticking out in the aisle, they're sorting out their bag and putting lots of random stuff on their seat, which they then, after putting their bag in the cabin overhead, have to pick up all the random stuff off their seat.
And it falls down onto the ground and then you've got to pick
and
it
they've
up.
got
And
and then the hold up. You're holding. It's not very, you're not being very, what's the word, courtesy. It's not very I can't think of the word.
Courteous
To the people behind you
Yeah.
that are trying to find their seats. And then you're also sitting with all of this stuff on your lap that you need after you've gathered everything. You've got your tablet or your phone, you've got your headphones, and then you're trying to organise all that, and then somebody comes along and says, that's my seat. You stand up with all your... organise yourself before you get on. And then they'll sit down, they'll be like, oh, my pillow's up top, and they've got to jump up again. Honestly, I find that so frustrating.
I have never flown with you, but the day we do, it's just going to be delightful. We're going to have such a great time travelling together.
People, just organise your shit before you get on. Like, sort it out, Margaret. Sort your shit out. Have everything ready. It is like when you go through the customs bit, I'm ready. Like, I've got my bag. Everything I need that needs to be separate is in a separate bag.
Yep.
So I've just got to pull it out, put it there, put this there, put that there, and I'm straight through. None of this, oh, I've got to... Do you have any liquids? Oh, yeah, let me find it. It's in the bottom. Like, be organised. You know the questions that they're going to ask. You know what's going on. Sort your shit out is all I would say. So that's my who does that. And now we have a would you rather.
So going on the theme of travel would you rathers, but also our next episode is going to be a holiday Christmas episode.
The Christmas episode, yeah, because then we're packing it up for a few weeks.
Yeah, which we didn't really have an idea of when we were going to announce that, but
no,
I
just did.
Yeah. We're going to take a few weeks off over the end of the new year, end of the old year. Just because, first of all, work just gets busy. We've got a couple of things on
in the evenings in the next couple of weeks, and you need a break, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that I was going to have a merry old time while Helen was away. I was like, I've got all the episodes in. I was like, great. And then
you're still editing for tomorrow.
I'm still editing for the one that went out last week.
Oh yes, last week.
So,
see.
Yeah. So I was just like, I just need a bit of a break. So we're going to take all of December off. We'll come back in January.
Yeah.
That being said, here are some travel would you rathers. Would you rather travel first class everywhere, but only stay in 2-star hotels, or stay in 5-star hotels, but fly in a middle seat in economy every time you fly?
Oh, middle seat in economy. I like a window. Oh yeah, you're all right with middle.
I'm all right with middle. Really? And then you'd suffer that for
I wouldn't. I would do it the other way around. But you
okay.
just telling me middle seat, I'm like, oh, that's really shit. Depends who's sitting next to you. But I would travel economy, middle seat, and have a 5-star hotel.
Interesting.
I would hate middle seat.
Yeah.
But I don't want to stay in a shitty 2-star hotel.
Okay.
Just to have more of a luxurious plane ride, like.
Okay. I originally was going to go for a first class and then a 2-star hotel.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, first class is all lovely and hunky-dory, but and I guess even if it's for the huge flight that you're having to
go
New Zealand.
Yeah.
But when you get there, you're there longer than you are on the plane and you're staying in a shitty 2-star hotel.
That is true.
You've just got to suck it up, buttercup. And
my brain also went to 2-star hotels of like, I wanted to say the YMCA. That's not right. The hostels that you go to. Like, that's where my brain went.
Oh, so...
It didn't go to shitty, half-broken toilets, drippy things. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be sitting in economy with you. I'll go to a 5-star hotel. Yeah. That's fine.
I mean, I always sit in economy anyway.
Yeah, I was like, I've never travelled first class, so I don't know what I'm missing.
Oh, I have. We got upgraded once. Well, maybe to business. It's just a bigger seat and nicer.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, it's quite nice. But still, it's just a short time. Okay, another one.
Would you rather miss your flight or lose your luggage?
Miss my flight or lose my luggage?
I feel like you've done both, right?
Yeah. My luggage got lost and I had to get that awful swimsuit in Spain once.
I've never missed a flight, but I have lost luggage before.
Well, I've missed a flight because I was a day late for my flight. They're like, that was yesterday. I'm like, what?
I think I would rather lose my luggage.
Yeah, it is quite stressful when you then have to get another flight. And I'm just thinking of my situation because I had to get to another airport in time to get another flight. And I now pack things in my hand luggage. If my luggage has got lost, I can still...
Yeah.
So, yeah, luggage, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you share your one.
Right, my one. Would you rather go on a Christmas market trip to Europe or spend the New Year's Eve in a warm, sunny country? Not just New Year's Eve. I'm imagining it's longer than that, but you would be there for New Year's Eve.
I would 100% do the Christmas market.
In Europe.
Yeah, in Europe. But also, to be fair, I had 30 plus years of experiencing a New Year's Eve and a New Year's in a warm country.
Oh, yes, it's so true. What a stupid question for me to ask you.
I know, but I wasn't going to point it out. Because I only just thought about it.
I just wanted to make me look stupid on the podcast.
No. I genuinely only just thought about it. I was like, oh, actually, that was my entire childhood. And my sister and I have talked about this before, how New Year's is different here than what it is in New Zealand. Because here, it starts to get dark at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then, so at that point, by 5, it's dark.
Yeah.
And you've got another, 7 hours?
To wait.
Just to wait.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh man, it's already... Whereas in New Zealand, it doesn't go dark until probably around 10 o'clock. Oh. So you've got so much daylight, because it's the middle of summer, right? You've got so much daylight where you could have been on the beach playing cricket or soccer or volleyball,
much easier way to do New
having
Year.
a barbecue. You know, you end up going to your mate's place at 8 o'clock, start your barbecue up, and then it's 10 o'clock, and then you've got a couple of drinks in you, and then you're like, well, shall we go down to the beach or shall we go down to the local park where there's going to be fireworks? And then, boom, New Year's.
That sounds honestly so much better.
Right?
Honestly, because...
But I would definitely still choose Christmas market in Europe.
I see. I say Christmas market in Europe because I know how great the Christmas markets are in England that come over from Europe. I haven't been over to Europe to the actual Christmas markets.
That's on my bucket list.
But I've experienced them because they come over because England.
Yeah.
And they are
amazing.
Great. But to stay awake at New Year and actually really enjoy it.
It's actually, New Year's in New Zealand is actually quite awesome.
Yeah.
Here,
it's
a bit of a hard one.
Because I've done some of the markets. I love the markets, but I might pick that. Okay. I'd like to experience that because New Year here feels... I mean, we're with friends and the neighbourhood, and there's nothing wrong with that bit.
Yeah.
It's just... It just feels so long, especially for somebody that normally goes to bed at 9. It's like, Jesus, I'm just waiting up to say Happy New Year... then I'm bosh off to bed, and then I feel like shit on New Year's Day because I've had a late night. Mm-hmm. So I would rather spend some time with my neighbours and friends.
And you're outdoors because it's summer, so it's warm.
Yeah.
And it's still light and it's still bright. And
yeah, it feels different. You can stay up later.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like in this country for me to go for a few hours. We have some nice appetizers, a few... like drinks if you drink and have a good laugh. And then at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I could push it to 10 and say, okay, I'm out.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And I might try that thing. Everyone that's listening that I'm going to be spending New Year with this year, I'm going to bed at 10.
Nice. You just play last year's ball drop.
Yeah, I don't need to see that. That's just boring anyway.
Do you know, I didn't really care much for that when I was little. But having been in New York City, having seen where the ball is and where it drops... And then I've never been in New Year's time, but I've been at Christmas time, and just like the magic of the place at the time of the year that it is. And then also being in the same time zone as New York City where the ball drops. Every single year that I've been here, if I'm awake, because I haven't always been awake, I will just find a live thing of the ball dropping.
Yeah, that's what we would normally watch.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But that's why it's special to me, because it's like it never really... I mean, by the time the ball dropped in New York City, New Zealand's halfway through New Year's Day.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
You're over it at that point.
Yeah.
So do you also celebrate... do you look at New Zealand's?
Yes.
Yeah. It's 7 o'clock for me, and it's Happy New Year, England. I'd much rather do that one.
Oh, yeah.
But be here.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, right.
7 o'clock. Doo-doo.
Happy New Year. And it always does make me feel like, oh.
Yeah.
Even though in England it's still dark early and you still have to wait freaking ages.
Yeah, and you still have to stay up till midnight.
Yeah. So I'm choosing a warm, sunny place.
Okay.
So that doesn't go dark early. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we're going to be in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
When that happens, but that's okay. This is the would you rather theories.
Yeah, that's going to happen anyway. All right.
Well, that's us for this week. If you want to tune in next week for our last episode of 2025.
Yes.
That seems weird to say.
It does seem weird to say.
But also, I'm quite looking forward to the last episode of 2025, where we're going to talk some Christmas things and what are the differences between the respective countries. As you've already heard, New Zealand is in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And there are some quirky things that we do that don't make sense. But
in the summer, yeah.
It's what we do. Wow, that was
quirky.
That was great.
So listen next week for Christmas. Jingle all the way.
If you'd like to reach out to us, you can do. It's pod.and@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us via Instagram and TikTok. Do you know what I'm trying to not do right now? Is to have the outro music playing in my head.
Going over what you're saying. Like an Oscar. Shut her off. Put the music on.
Because I was just finishing the editing and I was like, okay, so I've got to put the outro music here, and then that's how it kind of fades out. And then immediately as I started talking about P-O-D, I started hearing the beginning of the music.
The only music I thought of then, and I was going to sing it thinking it was an outro, but it was bloody Strictly again.
Oh. When this particular episode airs, what do I watch? Dancing with the Stars will be finished.
Oh, really?
Yep. Season finale is next.
That is so quick.
Yep.
We drag it out, well, England drags it out until Christmas.
Yeah, so because it's American, they go until American Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So the week before American Thanksgiving, then it's done and dusted.
Right.
So it'll be done and dusted when this airs. So I got nothing to say.
Okay.
Except who knows?
Who knows who's going to win?
Who knows who's going to win?
Is he still in it?
Yep. He's still in there. Alrighty, on that note,
okay.
Give us an email, find us on Instagram, find us on TikTok.
Like and subscribe.
We're really easy
Have
to
a great
find.
week.
Have a good idea.